Hello everyone. So what happens when you're liked but not respected? Like this other idiot to run a fucking red light. Doesn't fucking respect himself or vehicle or nobody. Alright, but anyways, see these mother effers. Can't wait to leave. What am I gonna miss about El Paso? Zero. The apartment ain't bad though. $12.25 a month, nice little place, but I'm getting tired of that place too. I need something bigger. So anyways, when you're liked and not respected, I've been in that situation too many times. Pretty much that's been my whole life. So you want people to like you. I don't care what people say. Like, you don't want everyone to like you. You shouldn't. But it should be a natural feeling to say you need people to like you. Okay, I don't care when people say I don't give a shit if you don't like me, or yeah, that goes for like a smaller population. You know, let's say freeloaders don't like me, or a PDF doesn't like me, or a gold digger doesn't like me. You know, some type of like where there's either heinous people or inhumane people or just disgusting people, right? A thief don't like me. Well, I don't like thieves, so stay away from me, thieves, right? But in general, you should have someone that likes you. Like it's healthy. It's a human need. So I go in places, okay, and let's say like I'm not a big drinker, but I would buy people drinks, like Jesus Christ, right? That's another thing too. If you're actually like doing things that are out of your element, you got to look at that as well. Okay, so let me give you another example. I was in Bash's live stream, right? I haven't seen him or heard from him in a while. And then when I left, like when I said, okay, everyone have a good day, take care, Bash. Like some of his other followers were like, hey, we love you, Taylor Made Man. You know, take care, Tony. You know, even though it's on the internet, but it just made me feel liked somewhat, you know, legitimately. I didn't give him anything. I didn't, you know, need to send a super chat or anything like that. So, so being liked, another thing too is, being the center of attention doesn't always mean you're respected. So some people like your energy, okay, but only the good energy or the uplifting energy that you bring. But when you're having a bad day, or sometimes you're not even having a bad day. Sometimes you just don't have the energy. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe it's not even a bad day. Maybe it's just, you know, the body's saying, hey, Tony, just chill out for today. You know, we're exhausted. You know, today I'm going to lift weights for 45 minutes. I'm going to stretch for 45 minutes. And I'm going to run for about 45 minutes. You think, well, I got all this damn energy to be doing a bunch of other shit? No. You know, it happened on Saturday where the body just said, screw it. Tony, you can't, you know, I had to cut my run short. I had to get off the treadmill. I was too tired. I couldn't finish. I DTF'd. Okay. So that's one thing too, is are they gonna be your friend even when the energy is low? Are they gonna they shouldn't really say anything to you. They shouldn't really say like, hey, I know you don't got the same, you know, high energy that you normally is everything. And it makes the situation even worse. It was like, no, there's nothing. I'm just being you for a few hours. I'm being your low vibration self. So deal with it. I mean, I got to deal with your low vibrations 24/7, and you can't handle mine just for one day out of the year or something. Okay. I got another friend of mine, right? It's funny, he's American, but he's originally from the Philippines. And he was telling me like, Tony, I can't go back to the Philippines and see my mother. I can afford to go back there for the plane ticket. He lives in San Diego, right? With his wife and kids. He goes, but when I go to the Philippines, it's just expected. It's normal out there where I got to just start handing out money. It's crazy how I don't want to deal with the Filipinos at the commissary, at the grocery store, and he's a non-Filipino, and he's a Filipino that doesn't want to deal with his own, you know, that comes with a culture, freeloading culture. And a lot of Filipinos have been generous, and I know I've mentioned like little comments like that. And another thing too is, a Mexican person sold me this vehicle. okay, a Mexican American, my property manager, and the maintenance guy, they sold me this vehicle for a good deal. So I look at it like that. You know, every culture has good and bad, and some just freeload a little bit more. But this car was bought from a Mexican person that cared about me. Okay, so legitimately cared about. The car was going up to 17 grand in Texas, right? With inflation, and they sold me this for 5,000. There's a reason why. Okay, so let me explain. So one of the bus drivers, I did a video. Fucking idiot. God damn, I hate these fucking people. So so when I bought this vehicle, she had my number, and she said, Tony, are you gonna at least take the bus once a week, you know, to visit me? And then I said, yeah, I probably, you know, I didn't buy the vehicle yet. I was about to buy it, right? I even told her, like, this might be the last time I'm taking the bus. I'm gonna check out a vehicle at noon, which is this one. So when she called me and said, hey, I got this new route that goes through by your house, by your apartment, and I do it on Fridays. So I did it twice, and to me, man, I was on that bus for 2 hours. Smelly bus, dirty bus. And another thing that kind of happened where a passenger got kind of aggressive, and because I'm friends with the bus the driver, I thought I had to intervene a little bit, right? And then another lady didn't, you know, she was going to work with her Pizza Hut or Domino's uniform on, and El Paso is so outdated that their credit card machine to get on the bus where you can tap, it doesn't work. Okay, it hasn't been updated in their system yet, like other metropolitan cities. So the bus driver wasn't going to let her on. The one that asked me to you know, be company with her, so I paid her fee. And the lady was very appreciative. It was a young girl, you know, 20 years old, going to Pizza Hut. Way different than the Ukrainian, almost doing the same job. Okay, both of them worked at the Pizza Hut. The monkey stabbed her to death, the psycho-ass monkey. And then here I am, you know, paying for a Pizza Hut employee, you know, for a bus fare, right? So, and the lady, let's just say her name's Elizabeth, that I got on the bus just to visit her, which is stupid, which shows low value. I still paid to get on the bus. She didn't say just hop on, because I seen a lot of people ask, like, bus drivers, like, hey, can I just hop on? I don't have any money. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. But no, I still pay the bus fee, and then I would take Elizabeth, because they stop at the VA hospital. So the VA hospital has like a little like store. So I buy her chips and sodas and shit from the store. Then I get on her shitty bus, and then I have to walk like 5 to 10 minutes back home. And in May it was like 100 degrees already out here in El Paso. So and once I told her I'm not riding on the bus no more, the purpose of me buying a vehicle so I don't have to get on the bus. And if you want, you can always join the gym that I go to and talk to me while I'm stretching. Boom, there she goes. We don't talk no more. So it's not about always being, and I would say I would be the center of attention, right? But it was draining me. You know, it was almost like I picture being a comedian on stage, right? I'm not saying like maybe even part of it goes to gesture maxing. I don't like using like red pill terminology anymore. Okay. But you know, I'm like a comedian. I'm up on stage by myself. You know, I got to make these people tend to laugh or entertain them with my life story. I've had some crazy ass stories. I am, you know, pretty diverse in my life journey. Holy shit, right? Ain't no one can say they lived in their fucking vehicle and then they retired from the military. They lived out of Airbnb. They just gripped it in parts unknown. the type of women I fucking dated, good or bad, I mean, no, both parents are dead. I'm trying to think what, you know, yeah, I live a pretty interesting life, you know, but I'm by myself on stage, you know, I don't have anyone else on stage with me. So, when that happens to you, it'll take something out of you, because your stress levels are going to be higher because you control the whole social experience, right? And you take a large responsibility, even though it's selfish. Anyways, man, I'm gonna go do a couple things, but yeah, remember, being liked doesn't always mean being respected. I had all those women around me at the commissary, right? Tipping and shit. And I definitely wasn't being respected because once I set boundaries, they didn't want anything to do with me. But I was the most liked guy in the goddamn commissary, but I wasn't the most respected. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.